and expressing their approval. We'll hear from Goodman, Ellington, Kenton, and several others as they perform on stage. Tune in, go swinging down the lane with David Miller.
Saturdays at 7 on KSJE Farmington. This program is supported by San Juan Health Partners Urology, providing a wide range of personalized services for the whole family, including children. Our caring professionals are dedicated to helping meet your urology health needs with skill, experience, and service you need. For a complete listing of our services and to learn more, visit sanjuanhealthpartners.com or call 505-609-6300. San Juan Health Partners Urology, a division of San Juan Regional Medical Center.
It's 21 minutes past 8 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. This is KSJE 90.9 FM, the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners, broadcasting to you from the campus of San Juan College. It is Tuesday morning, March the 12th. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and thank you, those of you who are watching us live on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Coming up in just a moment, my guest on the program this morning, Jamie Church, is going to be here from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. There's so much to talk with her about. She's had almost a whole lifetime this morning to talk about all of her events, but she's just off of dancing with the Farmington Stars, and we'll talk to her about that experience and, of course, some great chamber events that are coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Later on this hour, as we do on Tuesdays, we'll check in with Farmington Regional Animal Shelter and talk about some of the animals, dogs, cats, puppies, kittens, available for adoption this week. And if you're watching, we'll show them to you on our visual radio program here on KSJE. Mick Hess is here at 9 o'clock after the news with some Haydn symphonies. Actually, we're up to Haydn Symphony number 100 on the show today. Mick has been playing all of them in order for us for the past several Tuesdays. So this is Symphony number 100 coming up today at 9:06 on KSJE. So we hope you will stay tuned. But let me turn to my guest who is here with me in the studio this morning. Jamie Church has made her way to KSJE, and it's good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Are you? Are you good?
Yes.
You've got a lot of things going on today.
This has been a busy morning.
Already for you?
Already.
Wow.
If the rest of the day goes like this, I'm going to be exhausted.
It's going to be smooth sailing from here on out, I think, because you've already had so much going on. But you've got an event happening here at the college today.
We do.
And so that's exciting.
Right. We have a seminar going on for human resources that's happening over in the Information Technologies building. So that was starting at about the same time this was starting. So I'm sort of running around San Juan College this morning.
You are. We need to get you a golf cart.
Yeah, I wish I had a golf cart.
I think that's what we need to get you.
Yes, and with the rain, I don't even know what I look like. I'm not even going to look in that monitor.
At the monitor? Okay. You look great. You always look great. So, you know. And you look great Saturday night when you were dancing on the big stage. I want to ask you a little bit about that.
So much fun.
Was it?
I was absolutely terrified. But it was, as soon as it was over, I was just like, oh, I just want to do it again. It was the dance company, they're so nice. And the professionals they partner you up with are so patient and great about teaching you the dance steps. And, of course, you were a judge.
I was a judge.
I think it was just a fun event. And I know we all raised a little bit of money for our charities, which was the most important thing.
Exactly.
So I was happy about that.
That's very true. And you danced again the salsa, right?
Which I have never danced in my life, but I think I got the basic steps down. So
you definitely got the. I saw the video. I was there. I saw the.
That's right.
You did. Yes.
And I ended up with a really cute dress. I ended up buying my own costume because I wanted to make sure that it would fit right and everything. So I'm like, oh, I got a really cute dress, and I'm wearing my dance shoes this morning. You can't see, but they're on my feet. So I think they're cute. So I'm wearing them.
That explains how you got here so quickly from the other side of campus. You had your dance shoes on
over here.
I guess you did. That's true. But everybody did a great job, and it was a great event. I hope.
Oh, so much fun.
I hope to do it again. I hope they come back. But the Utah Ballroom Dance Company, these are the professionals, and they really help the amateurs, because you were just under a week of rehearsals was all it took.
It was 1 hour a night for 1 week, so 5 hours total, and then a dress rehearsal on Saturday. And I made a mistake every single time I did that dance. except for the performance. And even then I made a mistake, so it was at the very end.
Couldn't
so I
tell.
feel like at least on the performance night, I did my best, and had a great time. So.
Very good. And we should give a shout out to the winner, who is
Oh,
our
yes,
very own
Liesl Dees.
Liesl Dees from San Juan College
Right.
Community Learning Center. She was
Right.
dancing a disco number.
Yes, that's
and
right.
and some of the other performers that were there, and I'll try to get through all the names and not forget, but the police chief and
Steve Hebby.
and the fire chief were there, David Burke. And then we also had Sherry Sipe from the city of Aztec, and Tina Pacheco White from the First Tea program.
Exactly.
So,
good group of people, and as fun as the dancing was and getting all dressed up, I think getting to know that group of people, I didn't know Sherry at all, I didn't know David at all.
Right.
So I think getting to know that group of people and having such a fun experience and all of us kind of getting out of our comfort zone together, that was the best part,
Sure.
just getting to make that group of friends. So,
right. Well,
it was fun.
now you've done it, so you can check that off your bucket list, right?
Yep.
There
Yep,
you go.
Get it on. Actually, it was on my bucket list, so
Well,
that's
see?
one more thing to take off my bucket list.
That's
Yeah.
true. But apparently dancing is in your blood these days, because you've got an event for the Chamber of Commerce that
that's
involves
right.
some dancing
Yes.
coming up, right?
That's right. On March 30th, this is what we call a pop-up event. It's a fundraiser for the Chamber. Last year we did a speakeasy called the Lumber Yard. This year it's Disco Nights, and it's at the most iconic 1970s location in Farmington that I've ever seen, which is the Knights of Columbus Hall. It's $50 a ticket.
Okay.
And that includes a drink ticket, all the food you want to eat during the evening. We're going to have a DJ playing music all night long. We're going to have a costume contest. So come dressed as either 1970s or disco, either one.
Right.
So some people are going to go more disco, some people are going to go more vintage 1970s. Sheila Mobley will be there. She's going to teach us all to do the hustle, and
Right.
we're going to do that as a group, and we're going to award prizes for the best costume.
So think like disco, think hippie, think
hippie,
tie-dye,
tie-dye,
right? This is what
disco.
we're
If you want
talking
to dress
about.
up as John Travolta, that's
Right,
fine.
right.
If you know John Travolta and you want to
Right.
ask him to attend,
Bring him
that's
along,
fine.
sure.
But again, this is a fundraiser for the Chamber of Commerce. We are a nonprofit organization, and we do 3 fundraisers throughout the year. And this is just a fun, come on out, we're going to dance, have a good time, and looking forward to that. So the tickets are available through the Chamber. You can go to our website, which is chamber@gofarmington.com. There's a link right there, or you can call us, and we will get you all set up.
Okay.
So get a group of friends together and come down and do the hustle.
Do the hustle.
It's going to be groovy.
There you go.
You can have a flashback.
Exactly, exactly. Some folks may not remember the 70s.
Well, I was a kid, but I
Right.
do remember the 70s.
Okay.
Worst decade for clothing ever,
So-
in my opinion.
So find
Yeah.
it and wear it, everybody.
If you can find those wool red and orange plaid pants,
Oh,
dig them out, put them on,
exactly.
and get down there. So.
This was the era of the leisure suit,
Oh, my
everyone.
goodness.
And,
Oh, yeah.
And the collars that went on for miles.
Yes. So,
So there you
yeah.
go.
It'll be fun.
And the Knights of Columbus Hall, as you mentioned, is kind of like that
It
70s
is
style,
awesome,
right?
right,
So that's why you picked that location.
We were looking for different, we have a committee that works on these, and we were looking for a location. Last year for the speakeasy, we did Artifacts, which was perfect. And then
Right.
this year we were looking, and so we went down there, and when we walked in and there was a disco ball hanging from the ceiling, I went, oh, well.
Search is
this
over.
it. Search is
Right,
over.
right.
It even spins and turns on.
See?
So, and so we're going to have a DJ so we can just play all those great tunes from the 70s, and we'll probably throw some other more modern stuff in too, but we'll keep it mostly 70s and disco, and it'll be a great time.
Wonderful. Well, again, it's a fundraiser for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Only just a few that you have throughout the year, you mentioned,
Right.
right? And so
Right.
the tickets, again, are available at the website?
Yes, on the website, and also you can just call us and give us your credit card, and we'll help you out with that and get you set up. But there's several ways to do it, or just come on down to the Chamber. We're actually having an open house at the Chamber this Thursday, the 14th, which is just free coffee and donuts. So it's going to go from 7:30 in the morning to 9:30, kind of come and go. I tried to schedule it so it would be before people had to go to work,
Right.
in that 2 hours. But I'm brand new at the Chamber, well, basically 6 weeks. And then Haley Thompson, our administrative assistant, is also new. And we have a lot going on, so I thought, it might just be nice to have a little open house and get to know some of our Chamber members that maybe haven't met me yet. And so, coffee, donuts, and it's this Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30. Just stop in, say hi. Let us, make sure you're getting everything out of your membership that you are entitled to. We want to make sure all of our members are happy and taking advantage of all the membership benefits. So mostly just a meet and greet, though.
Sure.
Fun time.
But you can buy your tickets right there.
Yeah, you can buy your tickets
While
right there.
you're-
So
while
you
you're
can come
there.
on down and get a group of friends together. I think it would be a fun night just to come out and dance. But yeah, anyway, so open house this Thursday, coffee and donuts. Disco Nights, March 30th.
March 30th,
Yes.
okay. And again, the phone number, if someone does just want to call and buy their tickets over the phone to the chamber,
325-0279.
that's how you do it, everybody.
I'm pretty sure.
That's it. That sounds right to me.
Business card in front of me. It's a lot of numbers.
That is a lot of numbers. That's true, but it sounds right to me. But that's a fun event. And this is kind of similar to the one last year, which
Yes.
was the Speakeasy
Yes.
event at Artifacts. Folks may remember seeing some of that or going
Right.
to that event.
And the thing about these events is there's only about 110, 120 tickets available. So you
Right.
don't want to wait and be like, well, let's see what, that night will go down, because chances are there won't be any tickets. We're limited by space in some
Right.
of these venues. We're not going for the big venues like the Civic Center. We're doing more of the smaller places, and so those have a certain number of capacity.
Sure.
And so we want to make sure that you buy your tickets early, and that also helps us because then we know how much food to order. I mean, it's just nice if people go ahead tickets early. And so yeah, that's coming up, and the Artifacts location was perfect last year for the Speakeasy, but we try to come up with something based on what the theme of the pop-up event will be. And if you like our Chamber Facebook page, which I hope you do, there will be some photos showing up on that by the end of the week. We always like to do a fun photo shoot with our events committee based on the theme. So we're getting ready to do that. I can tell you where.
Was it groovy?
It's going to be groovy.
Okay.
It's going to be
Okay.
in my basement. If you you
Oh,
know
I've seen the
super
church
awesome.
basement.
Yes,
Yes.
that is. So
It
we're
is
doing
like
a photo.
when you walk down the stairs, you're going back in time.
I
It
know,
really
so-
is like a time warp. So what okay, that'll work.
There you go.
That
So
will work.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, everybody, and watch for those photos. But that is coming up. And again, it's Disco Nights on March the 30th at
Yes.
the Knights of Columbus Hall in
Exactly.
Farmington for the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. What else is going on?
Well, we've got
besides that?
we have a focus on Farmington coffee.
Yes.
A lot of coffee. I'm always throwing coffee out there at everybody.
Well, it's an important
It
beverage,
is. It's an
right?
important
You
beverage.
know, right?
So we are having a focus on Farmington coffee, which is morning free coffee. Everybody in the community is welcome. You don't have to be a chamber member. You can just be, new to the community, or you want to invite somebody you know. So
old
this
to the
month,
community, or
old
just-
to the community,
right.
old, young, we don't care.
You don't
We welcome-
care. That's
we have
right.
free coffee for everybody. So this month's will be on the 20th, and it will be at the beautiful Casablanca Inn. I'm looking at the picture on your monitor.
We're showing it right now,
Gorgeous bed and
right?
breakfast.
If you're wondering where is that in
Where is that?
Farmington,
I know, it's the
we
Casablanca
will
Inn.
show you, and you will
Now,
get to
it's
come and experience it.
Probably not going to look exactly like that. I'm guessing that photo was taken more in the summertime. However, it is a really beautiful, great home. It was owned by the Taylors back in the day. It's a wonderful bed and breakfast, and so if you have company coming in, it's really a wonderful place to, if you don't want them staying with you and you want to make them stay somewhere else.
That's a nice way to put it, Jamie Church.
Casablanca Inn. But it's a very cool spot. So anyway,
Yes.
those coffees go from 8 to 9 a.m., always in a different location every month, and they are free. So just stop by, and they're going to make some fun little food for us, little samples, and so
Right.
that'll be on the 20th.
Very good. And this is
And-
kind of part of the Live Farmington
Yeah,
Committee,
part of the whole
branding alliance
Right.
from the CVB, the Convention and Visitors Bureau,
Right.
everybody. But the Chamber and Jamie has been leading this since its beginnings, and so it just kind of has usurped into it's kind of a not really a chamber event, but it's a focus
just
on
a communi-
Farmington
it's just
event. It's a community event.
And we
Yeah.
get a lot of young professionals at that coffee, which has kind of given
Right.
me a message that is something our young professional community wants. That kind of a networking time in morning maybe seems to work better for
That's
that
right.
demographic. So I'm looking at maybe expanding the coffee, more to come on that. But I really think our young professionals, those are the people we want to stay here, live here, raise their kids here, open businesses here, become invested in the community. So I'm really happy to see that age group coming to these coffees.
Right. Because
and-
they're networking, they're meeting other
They're
people in the
networking, yeah,
community,
exactly,
and they're
and they're
talking
getting
about their
involved
businesses
and-
and all this stuff. So
And many young professionals are looking maybe for an opportunity to serve on a board of directors, so that gives them a great opportunity to meet some other people in the community that might be looking for people for their board of directors, or other volunteer opportunities.
Right.
So it's great.
That's true. And these are free.
They're
Again,
free. They're always free.
The
Just
folks
free
on
coffee.
Farmington Coffee event, there's another Facebook page for that.
There
So you can follow that.
It's called the Focus on Farmington Coffee page.
That's right. But
And
if you
you'll
follow
know-
that,
yeah.
you'll know where the different locations are as it moves around the community.
You have to follow that because that's where I post what's
Right.
happening. So.
Exactly. So this month is going to be at the Casablanca
Yes.
Bed and Breakfast, which is kind of near downtown, I would say.
Kind of. It's on La Plata, I believe.
I think you're right.
And it's near where the old Tibbetts junior high, middle school used to be.
Right.
Kind of on a street. You'd never actually know it's there, which is what's so cool. It's kind of this hidden gem.
True.
But I did put the address on the Facebook page, so you just plug it in your GPS.
That's right.
You'll find it. Yeah. And we have information about it at the chamber. So if you come to the open house on Thursday, we have brochures. You can just pick up a brochure, and then you'll know exactly where to go.
You see, there's a theme.
There's a theme.
There's a theme here,
Yes.
everybody. So it all revolves around coffee, but
does.
there is a theme.
Yes, and in fact, in continuation of that theme,
Yes.
we are doing at the chamber the March Mug Madness. I know March Madness, something to do with basketball or something
Right.
to do with that, but
Right.
March Mug Madness, we are collecting, we're asking each of our chamber members if they have a coffee mug or coffee cup with their business logo, bring it down to the chamber. We're creating a display case for all of these different mugs.
Okay.
And then we're going to be highlighting a mug every week. So we'll be taking it out of the case, taking photos, talking about your business, how long you've been a chamber member, and we'll be featuring that in our
Wow.
e-newsletter. So if you have a coffee mug, bring it down to us. And so far we have two.
Okay.
We have
All right.
we have Citizens Bank, which
Okay.
I won't even tell you where I got that one.
Right.
Citizens Bank, which I took out of my kitchen cabinet.
Might have been lying around the house.
Yes. And then our Jonathan Bacon, who is with the chamber, also has a side business, which is his Snapchat photo booth. And so
Right.
he has a pretty cool coffee mug with his logo, and he's a chamber member.
Nice.
So he has his down there. But we're just thinking this is kind of a fun thing. And then for meetings and things, too, that if they're morning meetings, we can use those coffee mugs. I mean, I think it's a neat thing to sort of expose businesses. They're doing, with these advertising promotions and advertising specialties
Sure.
that they want to get out there. And what a better place than the chamber. And so we do have a kind of a nice display area. So as people come into the chamber to get information, all those coffee mugs will be there too. So, and we're going to keep taking photos as we build the collection and posting it. But just bring them down to us.
There you go.
Except not today, because today's kind of strange.
Today's been a busy day already.
So I'm not sure.
Beginning tomorrow.
I'm not sure
Maybe
who's
you can
going to
bring
be
them
there
down
when,
tomorrow. But yeah.
tomorrow.
Or leave them outside the door.
Bring us coffee mugs tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
But that kind of is a continuation of that
Okay.
theme.
Well, that'll be exciting.
And it's fun.
It'll be fun to see how many you get, I think,
know.
too,
I
because
know.
this could really take off.
It could. I mean, if you think we have over 500 members, if each of those members has a coffee
You will
mug,
be all set.
I'll have to have somebody come in and build more shelves for me. But
Right.
I don't know. I just think it's a fun idea. And I like the idea of then being able to pull one mug down randomly every week and do a little story on that business, because that's what we're all about. I mean, we want to help start businesses off when they become a member by doing a ribbon cutting and really getting out there and celebrating the launch of their business, or if they've done a renovation or they've added a new service. We like to really promote that. But then we want to follow up with these businesses too, and we want to make sure that, again, as members, they're feeling that value from their investment in the chamber. So just some fun ideas to go throughout the year.
Right.
To keep our members' names out there.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. So
do you have a coffee mug?
I
With
think
your logo
I
on
think we kind of borrow the San Juan College coffee mug,
No,
so
I
we
would-
need to get a KSJE coffee mug going here.
We need a mug.
This may be the push I need to make the order. So
And I have to say, if you don't have a coffee mug and you're thinking, I should get some coffee mugs, you can go to our chamber member directory and go under advertising specialties, and we have 5-6 awesome members who specialize in that.
Right.
And you could connect with any one of them and get some ordered.
Right.
So
now I have plenty of mugs with my face on them. It's just I don't have a logo of the station on them.
you need to bring one of those down. We totally need a
You need a Scott Michlin mug? All right, I'll see what I can do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate to break up the set, but let me
I
see. I have
know,
service for 8, so let me see what I can do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, that is going on as well.
Be careful
Another
what you wish
coffee-
for, but yeah,
yes,
all right.
another coffee theme.
There you go. Well, that's great. And other events that are going on, of course, there's always the
Oh, my
Business
goodness,
After
yes.
Hours.
Business After Hours is happening on the 29th of March at Advertising Ideas. So
Speaking
if you
of
don't have coffee mugs
personalized
yet, that
things,
is
right.
the perfect time. And they have a huge space down there at Advertising Ideas. They're
They do.
located on San Juan Boulevard, and they've got so many cool products down there. So they're hosting, and they are going to be partnering with one of our nonprofit
Nice.
members that we talked about before with our nonprofit cooperation,
Right.
Desert View Counseling. So they're partnering with that member nonprofit, and so that is happening on the 29th. And then Judy Castleberry is doing a Lunch and Learn topic on the 20th at the Chamber of Commerce from 11 to 1. 1. It's a brown bag lunch, and the topic is on starting a business after 50. So if you're kind of at the end of one career and you're looking to do something new, so she's going to be presenting on that, and so that'll be on the 20th.
Okay, and I know she's been presenting a lot of classes and workshops on doing just that, so this may be the first kind of introduction about that whole
and so
idea.
There's a link to that, or we're putting information out on our newsletter, but if you want more information about that, please give us a call at the chamber. We'll make sure you get registered. She just needs to know a number for materials, but it is a brown bag lunch. You just bring that, and that's going to be upstairs at the chamber in our upstairs conference room.
Okay.
And that will be on the 20th.
And the
same day as the coffee, but later in the day. So
got it.
You can go to both.
Okay, you can go to both. That's true. And if folks aren't familiar with where the chamber is, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but it's downtown at the downtown center.
Right. It's called it's 100 West Broadway. So it has a big sign that says Downtown Center on it. If you know where the Chili Pod restaurant is, we're actually right behind the Chili Pod, which makes it convenient for lunch.
I bet it does. That's true. Very true. And if you've been around for a little while, it's the old library.
It's the old library.
If you've been around for a longer time, it's the old bank.
Oh, okay. See, I just knew it as the library when we first
I think it was
here.
a bank originally, I think.
So that's where we are, and we always welcome our members or people to come by. Just look at all the great brochures and stuff. So stop by for the open house on Thursday.
Yeah, and then you'll know where it is.
You'll know exactly where it is. And the open house for Thursday is for non-members as well, non-chamber members. So if you're listening and you thought, I just want to know what they've got down there, I want to know more about it, stop by. We're not going to make you sign up to be a member, but we certainly want you to know some of the civic work that the chamber does as well, for like the health fair and the Christmas parade and the Chili in October. Those are all events that are sponsored by the chamber, so we want to make sure our community knows what we're doing.
Right. And always out promoting local Farmington businesses, which is what the chamber does, large and small.
That's what we do. Yep, large and small. We have businesses that have 2 employees all the way to large businesses like Lowe's, our members. So we have everything in between. But again, it's really an association of businesses, small and large, but also community members. So we've been working on a new tagline for the chamber, and it's really where commerce and community connect. And so that's kind of what we're building on, because we have commerce, but that also relates into community. If you have people that are looking to move into this area, that's what they're looking at, what kind of businesses are there. Of course, they're looking at the schools, and they're looking at parks and libraries and safety and volunteer opportunities, but they're looking at the businesses that are there as well. And we have great businesses here, and we have great business owners. So we encourage you to join the chamber so that we can help you with your business, help you market, and stay out there. We send our newsletter out to all of our members, and then it's also on Facebook, and I always share it on my personal page as well, because there's such good information about what's going on in the community. So.
Well, and all these events, again, these great networking events, and if you're if that's what you're looking to do, that's great. If you just want to socialize, that's great too. And I'll talk about the business after hours here at the college.
Yes, that's
just
great.
Last month, which we were a part of, which was wonderful, over at the San Juan College School of Energy. And it involved, of course, all the departments here at San Juan College, and KSJE was there, but then, of course, a couple of charities were there as well.
Yes.
And so it was really a nice event to kind of learn more about the charities that were there, and also, again, network and socialize with the folks who showed up.
Well, exactly. We had Navajo Ministries, and we also had the American Red Cross. Those were the partner nonprofit agencies that San Juan College partnered with for this event. And again, that's kind of a volunteer option we have for our for-profit businesses that are hosting a business after hours, if they would like to partner with one of our nonprofit members and invite them to bring materials and board members and different things to the business after hours. So far, I've been getting a lot of really great feedback on that. And so I came out of the nonprofit world. I was with Child Haven Foundation for 12 years. So that's very important to me, and we have a lot of great nonprofits in this community. So whatever we can do to help promote those, we're willing to do. So that was a great business after hours, very well attended, lots of good information. And the business after hours are they are a networking event, but they're also a social event as well. And so business after hours, they're getting all ready for theirs. I think we're making T-shirts or something really fun, and it'll be a really fun night. And then the very next night, get your dancing shoes on and come down for the disco night.
See?
I know.
It's a theme.
Yeah, you could you should host like a tie-dye party at your house, Scott. You could have everybody.
I could.
You could.
I could, right? I don't think I was on camera know, my eyes rolled back into my head there for a minute, but yeah.
It's just an idea.
Or, I'll tell you what, you first, and then we'll see how it goes at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Okay. You've got that big outdoor deck. You could just do it outside.
You just splash dye all over outside.
There you go. That's right.
But anyway, yeah, so a lot of great events coming up. No shortage of good things happening in Farmington right now.
That is true. That is very true. And so it's always great to be able to visit and find out exactly what's going on and what we can take advantage of and show up and support the chamber and support the chamber businesses and make sure we get out and take advantage of some of these things. And not all these things cost money. Again, the folks in Farmington Coffee is a free event.
The Chamber Open House is free.
Right.
Business after hours for our members that show up, it's $5 to get in.
It's $5.
And so...
And you give that away, don't you?
Yeah, we give out the money. We give away the money.
Yeah.
We draw for it at the end of the night.
That's not a fundraiser.
So you win the money. No, not at all. So you win the money that was... Everybody comes in and puts $1 in to win, and then you also get all the business cards. So that for if you're a business and you're trying to network, and so you get all the business cards as well.
That's true.
And so that, that's happening. And so, some of these things are a little more like a fundraiser, like the disco nights. And we have to make sure we not only cover our expenses, but that we hopefully raise some money as well. But a lot of the things the Chamber does, we try to keep very low cost or free.
Right. These lunch and learns, those are...
The lunch and learn is free as well, I believe. Mm-hmm.
So
and good information. I think that's an interesting topic because there are a lot of people, as we know, that are getting to the end of that one, their main career.
Right.
I think that's what's so interesting about the big idea, the makerspace, is I think that's an ideal thing to have in the community, so that if you are kind of making that transition, or you've worked hard in an office all your life but you're really more of a creator, or you want to build something, here you've got this great space now that you can use all the equipment and get all the training, and what a wonderful thing to have in our community.
Right. And this is the new space here at San Juan College, if you're not familiar, but they just had a ribbon cutting maybe last month.
Yes,
I think.
Last month.
And the idea is that there's a lot of this pretty expensive equipment that's in there, but if you're a member, you can kind of go in or check it out, or just talk to them over there and see what the 3D printer does, what some of these electronic machines can do to fabricate things that you may want to use in a new business. And that's what you're talking about, is that if you're at a certain age and you're ready for a career change, or maybe you're not ready for a career change but your career is changing in front of you, or you're suddenly in need of a new career, this is what we're talking about, this type of thing. Find out what may be your next passion, and then be able to, maybe if it's in manufacturing or fabrication, we have equipment here without having to spend $100,000 on something in your garage.
A lot of that equipment is not anything you could ever really get, so having that, having it there is wonderful. So I love that idea, and I love what's happening in our community right now. There's been a big survey recently on the parks. Put in your input on the iconic parks. What a great opportunity for us to, to not just sit around and say, well, I wish they'd do it this way, or I wish they'd done it this way. They're actually giving us the option, hey, give us your opinion, take the survey. We want to know what you think. We want to know your thoughts on this. So I love that. I love that there's all this happening with the new water park and the whole outdoor recreation industry. It's a challenging time, and I know there's a lot going on right now. A lot of big decisions are being made right now. But there's also so many sort of positive things that are really happening. And I just am very proud to say I live in Farmington, New Mexico. I think it's a great community. And I'm very proud to be living here. I wasn't raised here, but it feels like home. Sure.
Well, and I think there are a lot of people, and there are a lot of people that are a little unsure of the future. I think because there's a lot of these decisions that are being made, and you're right. But we're seeing a lot of movement in a different direction, and that may be a good thing for the future. But this park idea, if folks aren't familiar, the city is asking for input. It would be built near the Farmington Museum, and that's where the Convention and Visitors Bureau is. This iconic park, this idea that when you come to Farmington, this is something that kind of describes our community, and it's something that people will not see anywhere else, and it's a very unique type of space right along the river. The location is perfect for something like this, and so they're asking for ideas from the public as to what we want to see in that strip of land that is right there. So again, you can't complain about it later if you don't put your input in
Yeah,
right
you gotta
now.
put your input in.
That's right.
So the survey's been circulating around. I know I've seen it on Facebook. Lots of people sharing it. It's just a real quick survey. Look at the plans, say what you would like to see or which plan you like the
Yeah,
best. And
if you
they
wanna-
did the same thing with the water park too. And I think that's great that they want to get the community's input.
Right.
So
if you
anyway,
want trails, you want a boardwalk, if you
Exactly.
want different types
You
of
wanna more
things,
the
features.
you know, to ride your bike or walk or take dogs. So I
Right.
think a lot of exciting things happening in the midst of some of the challenges.
Right.
And we are not the only community that's gone through something like this too. And I think that's comforting as well.
Right.
There are other communities that have gone through big changes or transitions, and they you know, the wonderful people in the community that live there and were invested in the community kind of came together and then survived and came through on the other side.
Right.
So I think that's a good thing to remember.
I think that's very true. And there's a lot of other stories, I think, too, about communities that maybe didn't see the future or didn't make some bold changes or bold
Right.
things or take control of their future, and their future isn't quite so bright.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that sets Farmington apart, is that this community is deciding to take control of what we can control and do some things that are forward-thinking and to keep the community together and here and thriving for the next 100 years.
Exactly. And I think, especially with the Outdoor Recreation Initiative, that's exciting. We have some wonderful outdoor resources here, and we've always known we had them, but now we're actually looking at them and saying, okay, it's time to share with what we have here
Right.
with everybody else. And it's time to start to build up some of those outdoor industries, whether it's manufacturing or guides or river rafting. And the river should be good this year.
No kidding.
I'm just guessing.
I'm thinking it will be. It's pretty good today, but yeah, a little cold today. But even the parking lot is kind of river-like
I
today,
know,
so
I know.
yeah, you got to be careful. But
to get my water boots.
we are all very excited about the snow and the water this winter, and so it will be hopefully a good summer.
I think so.
And that's exciting too. And now we see the state kind of jumping on board with the whole outdoor recreation. There's a whole maybe
Yes.
state department of outdoor recreation that I think is being considered at the legislature, and so that may help throw some more state money at
Yes,
our
I hope
initiatives
so.
too.
I hope so. And again, like you're saying, it's becoming more of a statewide initiative, and we're just getting a lot of focus. I think our branding campaign, I know, has gotten a lot of focus throughout the state. Other
Right.
people are looking out, actually outside of the state. Other cities, other states are looking at what we've done and saying, wow, that is really working. So I think having that sort of common brand, common message throughout everybody, whether it's the city or the CVB or the chamber, we're all kind of, we have our own entities and we have our own mission, but then we're all kind of incorporating the brand as well. So it's very continuous to somebody who's coming from the outside.
And what that means, and I think it's sticking.
It is. I think it's sticking too.
And it's doing what she said it would do when a lot of folks didn't believe her back when she first proposed it. And so here we are.
I
It's very
think this
exciting.
happens a lot, especially with the branding, the outdoor
Right.
industry. We put something out there and people expect almost instantaneous.
Well,
Some
right.
of these things are
This
put
is the
in place,
microwave
and it's
age.
years of developing. It takes years
Right.
to see some of the, the fruits of our labors, so to speak. And so these are things that we start, and then you just have to stay with them. And like you said, Tanya, at the beginning, probably everybody was like, what are you doing? Or maybe she got a lot of criticism, and now it's really working. So some of these things, a business may start now with the outdoor industry, but it could take years for that business to build and develop, or that industry or that initiative. So I think we just maybe need to be patient sometimes too, and let these things have some time to grow.
Right.
Like anything else. So.
And that's hard sometimes, because we really do want that
Right.
instantaneous, especially when we're looking at economic changes.
Exactly. We want it right now.
We would like that, 50,000 visitors a year
Right.
tomorrow, but
Right.
it's going to take time to build that up. So,
Exactly. So-
Anyway, we're out of time.
I guess
Jamie
so.
Church, I'm so sorry, but
And I didn't think I had anything to say
Right?
this morning.
that never happens to us. That never happens to you and I. So
I'm
anyway, but it's great to see you as always.
Thank
you for
you.
coming over, and I know you have a lot more to worry about
Yes.
this morning, and to go run over and check out how your
Yes.
seminar is going.
Check on how that's going. So,
So
yeah.
we'll see you next month.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank
All
you.
right.
That's
All right.
Jamie Church from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, who's with me right here on KSJE Farmington. I'll be back with more in just a moment. We'll show you some of the pets that are available for adoption from the Farmington Animal Shelter here, coming up next on KSJE.
Aware of repeated and often deadly railroad accidents, George Westinghouse developed the air brake and transformed the railroad industry.
A Moment in Time with Dan Roberts.
At first, Westinghouse tried to harness the steam generated by the locomotive, but it condensed and lost power by the time it reached the rear of the train. Then he read that engineers tunneling through Mont Cenis in the Italian Alps used compressed air on the outside to run their drilling machines. Westinghouse applied the same principle to stopping trains, some of which were dozens of cars in length. Then he had to overcome market resistance. He finally convinced the tiny Panhandle Railroad of Pennsylvania to give his brake a try. In April 1869, as it emerged from the Grants Hill Tunnel in Pittsburgh, the engineer of the Westinghouse-equipped train spotted a horse and wagon on the track ahead. The startled horse bolted, and the driver was thrown, stunned, onto the track. The engineer applied the air brakes. The train slowed and stopped within a few feet of the horrified driver. Orders then began pouring in. One nagging problem was that the whole system shut down if there was a leak or break in the line. Westinghouse then installed an air tank on each car, and when the engineer applied the brake, he actually let air out of the system, setting the brake, stopping the train. At the University of Richmond School of Professional and Continuing Studies, this is Dan Roberts.
Funding for A Moment in Time with Dan Roberts is provided in part by the Petersburg Preservation Task Force, highlighting Blandford Church, home of 15 Tiffany windows. Online at petersburgpreservationtaskforce.com. Our theme music is composed by B.J. Liederman. Our sound engineer is Robert Richards. This program is produced at the University of Richmond in cooperation with WCVE Public Radio. Transcripts, podcast, audio, and video are available at amomentintime.com.
Each week on Celtic Connections, we bring you the finest of traditional and contemporary Celtic music from Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, and North America.
Brazil, every week right here.
Tune in the Brazilian Hour every Saturday night at 11 on KSJE Farmington.
8:57 KSJE. It's time for our Adopt a Pet Tuesday segment. Now live from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter, Amber Francisco is on the phone this morning. Amber, good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you for being with us as always, and as usual, there's plenty of dogs and cats to talk about, huh?
Absolutely. We always have plenty.
I bet you do. And so, well, let's start and talk about the folks who are on the list this morning. And the first is Elvis.
Yes, Elvis is ready to leave our building.
He is.
In his own home. He is a 1-year-old shepherd mix. He's been up for adoption for 85 days. He's ready to get out of here and to live his life in a home with a family. He does well with other dogs. He can be a little hyper in his kennel, so we always ask that people see them outside of their kennel. Don't just take that as their first impression, because they tend to get hyper because when they see people walking by. So
right. Important to remember that. So that's good. But you can do that at the shelter, right? You've got places for folks to go and meet the animals outside of the kennels, so that's good.
Yeah, we've got play yards out in the middle of our shelter, and then if you're really interested in adopting a dog, you can also take them for a walk and through the park to see how they act outside of the shelter environment. So it's, you get to see their true personality come out.
Very true. Okay. Well, that's Elvis. He's ready to leave the building, as you said. And next up is Ace.
Yes, Ace is a stunning 1-year-old lab pit mix. He's looking for a forever home where he can be just a part of the family, be included on the, outings and the hikings. But he loves to, run and play, but he will need a secure yard. He can climb one over.
Oh, he's one of those. Right.
He can make it over our 4-foot fences. I'm not sure about the 6-foot, but he can make it over the 4.
Okay. All right. But he's an active guy.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, the cats. We got to talk about the cats. You have Sunny on the list this week.
Yes, Sunny is a stunning 5-year-old female. She's just looking for a new lap to call home. She loves attention, and she purrs and lets you know just how much she loves your attention.
Right, I bet so. That's true. So she's all ready to go?
She will have to stay the night and get spayed before she goes, but
okay.
That's part of our adoption fee. So it's just $50 to adopt her.
All included, right?
Yes.
So perfect. Okay. And last but not least is Steve.
Yeah, Steve is a 1-year-old black and white cat just looking for a home. He's super sweet and cuddly. You just got to come down and meet him. And if he's not the perfect match for you and your family, we've got lots to choose from in all shapes and sizes.
You will find one, I know.
Yes.
That's true. Okay. And again, you're open at 11:30 later on this morning, right, for folks to come down and visit with the animals?
Yes, if you want to come down out in the rain,
Right.
We're open 11:30 to 5:30. We're open here 7 days a week. We've got lots of animals to choose from. If you can adopt, we are looking for fosters as we starting to head into puppy and kitten seasons. So come down and see us.
Okay. Very good. Well, Amber, I hope folks will come down and check them out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. That's Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter, my guest here on KSJE Farmington.